actually going to start on our backs today. Kind of coming into an active Shavasana. So you can have your arms rest towards your sides, or you can bring them onto your belly. You should have flex both of your feet. And as you settle in, just start to find the intention for today's practice. Be a word or a phrase or a place, something that's going to help guide you and keep you in focus. And once you find that, start to shift your attention to your breath. If your hands are resting on your belly, start to notice, are you breathing a little erratically? Are you breathing really shallow? Whichever it may be, let's start to build some control. Just by taking a deep inhale. And exhale. Do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one together. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your arms up above your head. Give yourself a full body stretch. And then bring everything into center. Hug your knees into your chest. You can rock from side to side. Give yourself just a little massage to start. And then come down to one side, come into your sleepy baby. And then with whichever hand landed on top, press up into your seated position. And you can do crisscross, you can come into a hero's pose, whichever one's the most comfortable for you. We're gonna start to create a little bit of movement in your neck. Just sit up nice and tall. Again, your hands can just be on your lap. And then take your right hand to your left temple. And just slowly begin to lower your ear toward your shoulder. And you're not forcing it down, just gently guiding it. And release. Other side, left hand to your right temple. Lower it down. And release. Go ahead and start rolling your head in a circle. Back to side, front to side. Getting out any of those sleepy crackles that might still be in your neck and shoulders. And then reverse your direction. And come back to center. Plant your left hand down on your mat. Bring your right arm up and over. Just getting into those nooks and crannies in your ribs. Creating some space in the side body. If you want, you can incorporate movement of your gaze by looking up or down. Go ahead and come back to center. Other side, plant down your right hand, left arm comes up and over. Again, you can play with your gaze, create a little bit of movement, or you can stay stationary if your gaze is comfortable where it's at. And then come back to center. If you're crooked on your mat like I am, go ahead and face the proper direction. You're gonna swing your legs behind you, come into your tabletop. She's such a good buddy. Your hands are in line with your shoulders, knees in line with your hips. You can tuck your toes, press into the tops of your feet. Or you can lift your feet up towards the sky. Just pause here, beginning to activate your core. And drop your belly, lift your gaze, begin our cat-cow. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone, bring your gaze between your legs. Let's do this to your own pace. Help warm up your spine and deepen that connection to your breath. Come back to your tabletop, lower your feet if they're lifted. Tuck your toes, lift your tailbone, come into downward facing dog. Just begin to pedal out your feet, warm up your hamstrings a little bit. And jump or step towards the top of your mat, come into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press all the way up, come into your standing mountain. Exhale your hands down to heart center. And inhale them back up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back into your high plank. Lower both knees, untuck your toes, shift your weight forward into cobra. Untuck your toes, shift your weight back, downward facing dog. Again, pedal it out. Lift your right leg, step it all the way through to the top of your mat. Come into your runner's lunge. You can keep your hands down, your left heel is lifted. Your torso is kind of resting on your front leg. Now plant your left hand, bring your right arm up towards the sky for a twist. Bring your right hand down, but bring it towards the inside of your foot. You're going to heel toe your right foot towards the edge of your mat and come into lizard. You have the option here, you can keep your left leg lifted or you can lower it down. Entirely up to you. If you lower it down, you will get a deeper sensation. So if you're looking for that. And just hold here. Just to begin to activate a little facial stretch in your hip. And then heel toe your right foot back to center. Tuck your left toes. See if you can press up into your low lunge. If you kept your left knee lifted, go ahead and lower it down. Then bring your arms up towards the sky. Bring your left arm out in front of you, right arm comes behind for a twist. And bring both arms back up towards the sky. Bring your hands down, lift your left knee. See if you can make a big step, bring your left foot to meet your right, come into your halfway lift. However you need to get there. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, mountain pose. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, step back into your high plank. Lower both knees, untuck your toes, cobra. Stay here for a full breath. And tuck your toes, shift your weight back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, step it all the way through. Come into your runner's lunge. Your right heel is lifted, keep your hands planted. And then plant your right hand, left arm out towards the sky. Come into your twist. Lower your left hand down towards the inside of your foot. Heel toe your left foot towards the edge of your mat. Come into your lizard. Again, you can keep your right leg lifted or you can lower it down. And hold here for just a few breaths. If you kept your knee lifted, go ahead and lower it down. You'll toe your left foot back into center and then press up into your low lunge. And bring your arms up towards the sky. Bring your right arm out in front of you, left arm comes behind for a twist. And then bring your arms back to center. Plant your hands down, pick up your right knee. See if you can make a big step forward, come into your halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Come into this forward fold. See if you can heel toe your feet to the edges of your mat. Give yourself a little bit of space. Grab opposite elbows, come into ragdoll. And if you feel comfortable, you can begin to sway from side to side. Create a bit of movement in your spine. And if you're wiggling, go ahead and come to stationary. Release your bind. Fold forward. Come into your halfway lift. And rise all the way up into mountain pose. Interlace your fingers above your head. On your next exhale, lower towards the left. And creating space on the right side. Be mindful of your shoulders dumping forward. Try to keep it tucked back and open. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, lower towards the right. And back up to center. Go ahead and release your bind. Bring your arms down to your sides. And you can heel toe your feet back into a comfortable distance, whatever works for you. I don't know why I got my hair down. I have a hair tie right on me. Gently begin to shift all of your weight into your left foot. Do whatever you got to do with your arms. Find your point of focus. And then just begin to kick your right leg from front to back. Take your time. Go as fast as you want. But what we're doing here is we're creating a compression and release in the spine. You're also working into the hip joint, your knee, your ankle. Creating a little bit of space in your joints so that when you release, all of this beautiful fluid can come through. And release down. Go ahead and wiggle it out if you need to. And then shift all of your weight into your right foot. Slowly begin to kick your left leg from front to back. And go ahead and release down. Shift your weight back into your left foot. Hug your right knee into your chest. Keep your right toes flexed. And really honing in on your point of focus. And if it's in your practice today, you can open your hip. And just hold here. Bring your knee back to center. As you gently lower it, I want you to bring your right foot to a hover. Don't let it touch your mat. And keeping that bit of control, even if it's tempting to just put your foot down. Keep it for just a few breaths. And go ahead and release. Wiggle out your feet. Foot cramps are a thing that I realize nobody admits to. Shift your weight into your right foot. Gently hug your left knee into your chest. This leg may feel completely different. And that's okay. Just be more mindful. Your balance shifts from side to side every day, sometimes every hour. So if this side is your problem child, just breathe, be more patient. And if this side's easier, then great. Open your hip if you're feeling that today. And then bring your knee back to center. Gently release it down to a hover. Again, do whatever you gotta do with your hands that's gonna help you keep your balance. I never really care what your arms are doing. I'm like giving you the option of being as active or as passive as you want in your arm practice. Let's hold for just a few more breaths. And then go ahead and release down. Wiggle it out. And then come standing in your mountain pose. Bring your arms up towards the sky. Take a big inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then step back into your high plank. Lower both knees, untuck your toes, come into your cobra. And we're just gonna hold here for a few breaths. Slowly begin to bend your elbows, coming all the way down onto your belly. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders, your elbows tucked in. And we're going to begin pulsing with some baby cobras. So on your inhale, you're going to gently lift your chest and your gaze, keeping your tummy and your ribs on your mat. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower down. Just do 3 of them. Inhale into your baby cobra. Exhale, lower. One more. Go ahead and release your arms down to your sides. Rest your right cheek on your mat. And then your left cheek. Bring your gaze to center, hands underneath your shoulders. Press your weight all the way back. Come into your hero's pose. She needed a cuddle. I'll just keep teaching and you come in wherever you want, okay? Inhale your arms up above your head. Exhale, come into cactus. We're going to start to activate the shoulders a little bit. By inhaling up. Exhale, cactus arms. Go your own pace. Inhaling up. You can bring your gaze up with you if you'd like, or you can bring it forward. And 2 more. Last one. Exhale down. Bring your arms down toward your sides. Reach them far back behind you. Keep your chest lifted. And then when you're ready, you can allow your head to fall between your shoulder blades. And to come out, gently tuck your chin, bring your hands to your lower back, and press all the way up. Just take a moment. If you want, you can do some seated cat-cow as a counter pose. And take your right hand to your left knee, left arm comes behind for a seated twist. Come back to center. Left hand to your right knee, right arm comes behind. And then back to center. Then swing your legs out in front of you. Gently lay all the way down on your back. And hug your knees into your chest. You can rock from side to side. Or you can draw circles with your knees. Lower your knees towards the left. Bring your gaze over your right shoulder. You have the option here. You can just hold on to yourself. You can take a cactus arm. Or you can extend your arms out towards your sides. Your knees and your gaze back to center. And then lower your knees towards the right. Bring your gaze over your left shoulder. And come back to center. Bring your feet to face the sky. Come into your waterfall. Just as a way to help recirculate and recharge. If any background noise came forward for you, take this moment to bring your intention back to focus. It's okay if your legs are shaking. It's okay if your knees are bent. If your legs are shaking, it's just your nerves communicating. Slowly lower your feet down. Bring them down towards your mat. And then extend your legs the length of your mats. Allow your feet to fall open. Bring your arms to your sides, palms face the sky. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes and come into your Shavasana. Begin to bring awareness back into your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes, rocking your head from side to side. Slowly hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug for showing up for yourself today. And lower down to one side. Come back into your sleepy baby. And slowly press up into a seated position. However you need to get there. Bring your hands down towards your lap. Have your left palm face down, right palm will face the sky. It's a way of staying mindful and grounded in your practice with your left hand and accepting and exchanging new opportunities and energy with your right. Take a few breaths to close our practice. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one together. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. And bow your head. Thank you.